Christ is risen. This cry of joy of the Orthodox Church is characteristic of the difference in theological perspective between the Eastern expression of Christianity and that of the West, even if today globalization has brought these two poles together in an interconnected universe. This cry is a direct expression of the lived mystery of Christian revelation, often hidden from the wise and intelligent and revealed to the least of these. This Easter greeting, which is very popular in the Orthodox world, is not a matter of philosophical or theological speculation. It is the expression of the mystery of divine revelation and is the direct experience of it. Direct experience is knowledge of God. The patristic tradition renounces any formal definition of God because He is beyond any human word. Concepts create idols of God. Wonder alone grasps something, confessed Saint Gregory of Nyssa. The mystery is what transpires from God in human nature. The mysterious God created His opposite, the mysterious man, His living icon. Orthodox patristics is centered entirely on the contemplation of the divine beauty, where the Spirit of truth is the dazzling radiance of the divine beauty, according to Saint Basil. There is nothing to understand but to cultivate wonder before this beauty which is, as one Sufi so aptly puts it, a kind of crystallization of universal joy. One of the most severe ascetics among ascetics, St. John Climacus, said that one must love God as a fiancé loves his fiancée. There is only this. Everything else does not count, is non-existent. It is therefore a question of awakening to love. Love and do what you want, says St. Augustine. What characterizes the lover is the quality of the attention he or she gives to the beloved, an attention without tension, a breathing and calm presence. It is therefore a question of gathering our scattered and noisy mind and of bringing it back to where it should sit, in the heart. The seat of the mind is not the head. The head is the seat of thoughts. The head is the seat of thoughts, and therefore of noise in 98% of the cases, because 98% of them are compulsive, useless, and repetitive. The true mind, the nous, is silence. This silence of the heart-mind is what we call a pure heart. When the heart becomes pure, the unification of the whole being, spirit, soul, body, begins, and it is called integrally to illuminating knowledge and to unitive love. The heart spirit is both the physical and spiritual center and the place of junction between nature and deifying grace. The Orthodox faith is never defined in terms of intellectual adhesion, but is the radical metanoia of the nous, of the spirit that returns to the place of the heart and finds evidence in the certainty of the organic link with the divine. One could speak of the sensation of the transcendent. The path, said Graf Durkheim, is this opening, this body-soul-spirit transparency to the inner transcendence. Saint Macarius of Egypt speaks of the spiritual sensation, the charism of grasping the divine presence. Saint Gregory of Nyssa calls it the feeling of the parousia, and speaks of the feeling of God and the sense of God. There is, he says, a certain touch of the soul by which it touches the Word. St. Maximus calls it superior sensation and says, I call experience knowledge in action, which comes about beyond all concept, participation in the object, and which reveals itself beyond all thought. For St. Simeon, to theologize is to tell what one sees by means of the divine light. It is to translate into theological terms communion with God, to relate its content. May this Easter season, a time of grace and spiritual fruitfulness, bring us back a little more to the true knowledge of God, which is the ultimate goal of all existence. Apart from me, says Christ, you can do nothing. With confidence and determination, whatever our hesitations and doubts, we must seek first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all the rest will be given to us in addition. Christ is risen.